Sailors have all sorts of superstitions. For example, having a banana on board is considered bad luck, even to this day. This started out because bananas would go bad fast. And if they were next to other produce, the other goods would rot as well. You can't really sell rotten food, so you're just SOL. Best not to have the banana on board. Another form of bad luck was having women on board.
I told you were bad luck.
I'm going to ignore that. It made sense that sailors had superstitions and customs all of their own. They would go from port to port around the world and see other people's customs and traditions. Some sailors would adopt what they found interesting or what made sense to them and mash it with their own beliefs. This created a unique and rich tapestry of mysticism not really seen in other professions. Even the United States Navy has different superstitions and customs compared to other branches of the military. And it is because of this that we have the notorious Davy Jones.
So, we're talking about David Bowie?
What? No! David Bowie? I said Davy Jones. You know, devil, saint, or god of the seas. Why did you think we're talking about David Bowie?
That was his name before he got famous.
I don't think the famous singer is the devil of the oceans as well.
No, probably not. It doesn't sound like him, at least.
Hey, lore lovers! Do you know what Robert Louis Stevenson, Edgar Allan Poe, and Disney have all in common? Well, if you've been paying attention, you're probably guessing Davy Jones. And you're not wrong. From Disney's tentacle-beard Grim Reaper of the Sea to classic stories by famous authors, they all mention this iconic character. But who is he? Where did he come from? Does he even have a tentacle beard? What's his purpose? If you die while out at sea, it is said that Davy Jones comes to collect your soul. And Davy Jones's locker is where you will spend eternity. Every sailor was issued a locker on any voyage they went into. This locker or storage chest was where they could put their own personal belongings. In Davy Jones's locker, that's where he puts all his souls he's collected. Davy Jones's locker has also become a reference to the bottom of the sea. The earliest mention of Davy Jones can actually be dated back to the 18th century. And it was in Daniel Defoe's book, 4 Years' Voyages of Captain George Roberts, published in 1726. In this book, he was depicted as the deity of death. Since then, several authors have referenced Davy Jones in nautical adventures. And this includes Edgar Allan Poe, Robert Louis Stevenson, and Disney. Also in Herman Melville's classic Moby Dick. But quite honestly, we don't exactly know the origin of Davy Jones. In the 1630s, there was a pirate named David Jones who sailed the Indian Ocean, but scholars believe he wasn't that well known to become the Grim Reaper of the Seven Seas.
I never heard of him. Maybe that's why he's haunting oceans. He's upset nobody knows him.
That's an interesting theory, actually. Other theories say Davy Jones was a British pub owner who would stuff overly drunk customers into lockers and then sell them to ships needing sailors. Others think this name was just common and spread among sailors. But most believe that it's just a bastardized version of patron saints. The Welsh Saint David, who protected sailors in times of danger, or even the evil angel called Jonah, who was a West Indian malevolent ghost. When myths of Davy Jones was at its highest, most sailors refused to talk about him. This was because speaking of death and evil brought death and evil to you. Because of this, a lot of tall tales grew even taller talking about him. The only time he was remotely mentioned was in the crossing of the equator, as sailors paid homage for safe passage.
Okay, so does he have a tentacle beard?
He definitely can. Earlier depictions show him as this or this. With such a wide range of looks, he could have a tentacle beard Or even look like a mermaid but have a skeletal upper half holding a fishhook to reap souls.
That would be terrifying.
Davy Jones has been seen as the god of the seas, a saint who protects sailors, a spirit that collects souls of the damned, and everywhere in between. Fishermen's tall tales, let alone pirate stories and myths, evolve and become much grander with every telling. We likely won't ever know the true origin of Davy Jones. And the only way to find out if he is real is to die, while out at sea. And that's something I kind of don't have any intention on doing. I do like your theory, though, about David Jones. There's a lot of ghost stories out there that they were starved for fame and fortune. And so they seek it in the afterlife.
It just makes sense, right? If he was hellbent on being the most notorious pirate the world has ever seen, he could become the Grim Reaper of the seas, putting fear in sailors everywhere.
I like it. Somebody should write a story about it.
Yeah, somebody should.
Well, lore lovers, what do you think? Is the devil of the depths, Davy Jones, real? Or is he just another tall tale? What does he look like? Where did he come from? Let me know what you think in the comments down below. And if you liked today's video, be sure to like and subscribe, and hit that bell notification icon to be alerted for when the next video becomes available. Be sure to share this video too, so others can know the legend of Davy Jones. And until next time, lore lovers, may you avoid Davy Jones and his locker.